Okay, you remember I got two of these little puzzle kits. I did the blue one just not too long ago. So let's do the other one and see what we can do to this one. This was actually the first one I grabbed, and then I grabbed the blue one, but I decided to do the blue one first. But, you know, now is as good a time as any. Let's do the other one. And we'll just open this puppy up. Instructions about the same. And let's punch it out. This one I felt like it had a few more pieces than the last one. So this might take a little bit longer to put together, but definitely doable. And some cute windows. One thing I noticed is they have a lot of these little hook pieces and then another piece that you kind of clamp onto the back to secure it. Slightly different, but in the end, it's the same. Once I got it all together, and it's very cute, but the way it is, but I think we can do a little bit of a glow up on this little guy. Let's see. Now we have to take it apart. When I took this apart, I didn't want to take it completely apart like I did the last one. So I basically just wanted to remove it from the base and see how intact I could keep it. And then I'm going to end up gluing all the seams. What's nice about this one is all the hinges are on the inside and it's pretty flat on the outside. So I don't need to do any trimming on the corners to make it smooth. I'm going to remove all the roof pieces. I'm going to do that separately. And I'm going to try to keep just the walls. So it kind of falls apart a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to solve that with just some dabs of glue. So once I finished putting all the glue on, I wanted it to hold its shape. So to make sure that it is the right shape and it dries the right way, I used the base as just lightly put it on there. I didn't put it all the way on, but I want to be able to put it on because if it dried too stiff, we won't be able to put it back in the holes, if that made sense. Now we're going to start painting. First up, the chimney. This time around, I think I'm going to do a black chimney, and then I'm going to go over it with different shades of gray. And I just used the length of my brush and just put dark gray, and then I worked my way up to lighter and then a little bit of white. That turned out cool, so let's paint all the walls. I think we're going to do a red little cottage. This wood really soaked up the paint, so I had to do several coats to even remotely get close to covering up a lot of those little imprints that they had on there. And I also did the very tippy tops in black. Now we're going to do the base, and my plan is I'm going to make it so that it lights up. So I'm going to put this kind of in the center, and then I'm going to draw it, and then I'm going to cut it out so that that little candle will fit right in there. After I sanded all the edges down and placed the candle in there, I then realized, I didn't account for the little corners of the house. It fits within the little dots, but not within the actual house. So it's okay. Don't panic. We are going to do some trimming. Since we're trimming it, I decided I should paint the little candle red. And then I cut a little notch on the side, and blammo, it's gonna fit. Ha ha ha, nobody will ever know. Alright, now that we got all the main parts figured out, time to decorate. So first off, I'm gonna make some white paned windows, because I think that looks nice and clean and cute. And it is honestly the color that my house is painted. It is red with white trim. So we'll just do all the little outlines. Once I got those all done, it didn't take as many coats as the red did. I thought it just needed a little bit of extra punch out. So I'm going to take my puffy paint and I'm going to do an outline all around, just for it a little dimension. Alright, we're going to set that aside and let it dry, and we're going to work on this little teeny tiny little windmill. I had a few ideas, and I'm going to take it apart and just kind of make it look more like a flower, like a little spinny lawn decoration. And this little peg that was in there, it fell apart anyway, so we're going to take it apart. I think I'm going to do like a slate blue color and a white and a green for the flower. And again, when I painted these took several coats of paint before they finally got to the color that I wanted. Okay, now we got our parts and pieces. I'm going to put them together. Since we lost our little peg there, I'm going to I got a decorative nail. It's used for upholstery usually, but it's going to be a perfect center for this. Now, it's got a big giant hole there, so we're going to have to address that. Otherwise it won't spin properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a bead in there that just fits right in there so that it holds it in the center. And then I'm going to find a flat bead to put on the back to hold it all together. And there we go. We got ourselves a little whirligig for the front of the house. Alright, next we're going to fill in the little doorway and all the windows. And I have this cute little kind of snowflakey paper. Close enough. Matches our little daisy design in the front. So I'm going to kind of center the giant swirl there for the doorway and then just fill in all the other windows. That way our light will shine through. The only thing I had to make sure is make sure all your paper is dry and set to go before you stick it down to the base, because you won't be able to get to it afterwards. And even though I tried to glue it so that it's nice and straight, it always is a little bit trickier to get back together. Probably because of the paint and things like that. It's a little stickier. And let's test it out. It turned out just how I imagined. Perfect. I think we need to work on the roof now. Okay, for the roof, I have an idea. I've been wanting to do a thatched little roof, and I've been collecting these long pine needles from our trees around in the Pacific Northwest here. And I think it's going to be perfect. So I'm going to cut them down and just kind of lay them down. When I did these, I did it in a couple layers. So I glued down one layer, let it dry a little bit, put another line of glue, and then stuck down the other layer. Just building it up until it covers all that yellow. Some still sticks through, and it looks fine. I probably could have, in hindsight, painted the roof kind of that tannish color to kind of blend in, but you know what? It turned out fine. I also made little bundles for the top awnings. It's just a few of the little pine needles, and then I tied a brown embroidery thread around it. And then we'll just continue to the other side. Once you get several layers on this side and the little bundles on the top and trim it, there you go. Cute as a button. It's pretty easy. And there's my little bundles. I just bundled it up, tied the little bow, not a bow, but a string around, and then I put it on right along the tops there, just to cover up the edges. Once I get this last one in, we're gonna stick the little, looks cute. And don't forget, I almost did forget, the little side piece here. After I stuck it on there, towards the end, I decided I would make a little flower to cover up that middle. It just seemed a little too blank. Alright, now I'm going to take this out just for a minute, and we're going to add some greenery. We need to do a little landscaping. So I'm just going to add some green moss that I already had, and it's just left over from kits that I've done. And then I'm going to put over the top a little bit of pink, just like they're little flowering bushes. last piece, we'll put a little bit of the leftover mix here, which worked out just right, and then put in our little whirligig thing, and it's about done. Pretty cute. All right, it's all done. Very cute. I like this one. I liked how the roof turned out. I like doing teeny tiny just one-offs like this to experiment with different materials and see what works and what doesn't. And I think this turned out pretty great. And even with the lights off, it glows. Ooh, ah. Thank you so much for watching. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. You know, the usual routine. And if you haven't already, I'd love a subscribe. That would be great. There's a lot of you guys out there. Thank you so much. And you guys have a great day. Bye.